Hello subscribers, today's review will be on the unfortunately still currently elusive battle damaged Gasosaurus. Now I got this figure on eBay for a total of $37, which is quite cheap compared to some other listings that I've seen it go for. Now when this figure was first revealed back in 2019, there was a lot of speculation of what could it be. People were suggesting Gasosaurus, Megalosaurus, a scaled down Metriacanthosaurus, and some even suggested that it was going to be a large sized Giganotosaurus. But of course eventually it was revealed to be a Gasosaurus, which I'm actually glad because Gasosaurus is quite an obscure species of dinosaur, and if I recall, there wasn't a Gasosaurus figure before. Now, the promo images didn't really appeal to me at first, but when I saw more in-hand images, I started to like it more, and it became one of my most anticipated ones. So let's take a look at the packaging as always. It comes with the awesome Primal Attack packaging. See battle damage right there, and then you've got Owen Grady and Velociraptor Blue down there. Then on the back, see you've got the artwork of the Gasosaurus, and on the bottom left, there's the gray Velociraptor and the yellow Triceratops. If I see the yellow Triceratops for a good price, then I might pick it up. I'm not too interested in the Velociraptor. Let's also compare the Primal Attack battle damage packaging to the Dino Rivals battle damage packaging. See, they're pretty much the same thing, except this one doesn't have the pointy edge like this one. And on the back, as you can see, they pretty much have the same style. So let's waste no time and get the Gasosaurus out of his packaging. Here is the Gasosaurus out of the packaging, and I have to say, this is one impressive figure. It's much better than I thought it would be. Now, the battle damage assortment, I always consider to be one of the best assortments that Mattel has done for their Jurassic World toy lines, mainly due to the fact that they have overall good proportions, pretty good paint jobs, and most importantly, good plastic quality. Now let's take a look at the detailing as always. Now, see the detailing on the body, it appears to be like leathery skin, scaly skin to be exact, and it looks pretty good. You can see the legs right here have very well defined muscles. See on the other side as well. And then you've got these pretty nice scales right here, bird-like scales. And then the feet on this figure reminds me of the feet sculpt on Mattel's T-Rex figures. Now the arms and hands right here, they look to be the least detailed parts of the figures. Like they still have well-defined muscles right here, but you see, especially compared to like the legs and the tail, yeah, detailing on the arms is pretty inferior. And this hand makes it look like this Gasosaurus has webbed hands. See the underbelly, it's smooth as always. And then you can still see some nicely sculpted lines on the bottom though. Then you got the tail right here. See all of that nice texturing on the tail, and it feels pretty good as well. There seems to be more texturing on this tail than the top of the Gasosaurus. See the underside of the feet right here look nice. And let's take a look at the head, which appears to be the most detailed part. See all of these nicely sculpted ridges right here, and it looks very good despite the unfortunate shrink wrapping. See the top of the head right there. And let's go to the other side of the face. See how nicely sculpted the teeth are. And on the inside right here, say for example the Savage Strike Postosuchus mainly has smooth detailing on the inside of the mouth. This one you can actually point out more detailing. See on the top right here. See as well as the tongue and the jaw muscles. So that's about it for the detailing. Articulation on this toy is pretty much the same as the battle damaged Velociraptors. You can move the legs and snap them into place. You can also pivot them inwards and outwards. Now the arms are on a ball joint, so you could put them in a variety of poses. And the jaw is also articulated, and it opens quite wide. Now the best articulation on this figure is the head, which is also on a ball joint, and you can see how smoothly it moves compared to the arms. Now, putting his head up like this with his jaw wide open, I think is a pretty cool position. People are saying that the colors of this figure is pretty basic, and I can see where they're coming from, but for some reason I enjoy it. Now, as you can see, the underbelly is kind of like a dark creamish color, while the main color of this figure is like a lime green or swamp green figure. It's quite similar to the battle damaged Herrerasaurus and battle damaged Triceratops. But I think this color right here, this green, works well with like a lighter green color rather than what happened with these two. See, this one has the same swamp green color, but with like this dull, ugly brown striping. This Triceratops has like this like boring looking gray shading on the top. One thing I would like to say is that, thankfully, mine doesn't have any misprinted eyes. Bad paint application seems to be a persistent problem when it comes to these Mattel Jurassic World dinosaurs. Like, even if mine doesn't have any misprinted eyes, you can still see some paint defects. You can see the red from the jaw muscle right here is kind of bleeding onto the lower jaw right there. See the similar issues on the other side? You can see a bit of that red paint right there. Like, these two paint defects aren't that noticeable, but Mattel should still really fix this issue. Now let's take a look at the battle damage feature of this dinosaur toy. You tap the sliding door right here, and then it exposes its disgusting looking wound. You can see all the nice fleshy details on the wound right here. And of course you pull this little tab up, and it covers up the wound. Now I think Mattel should start experimenting with some new battle damage, because what they did with the Spinosaurus in 2019, that was absolutely amazing. Or they could even do the removable piece feature like what Kenner did with their dinosaurs. Let's start the comparisons by putting the Gasosaurus next to other battle damage dinosaurs. So as you can see on the right, we've got the Monolophosaurus, which is my favorite battle damage figure from the Fallen Kingdom toy line in 2018. Now, both of these sport a green coloration, and what's also great is that these are both medium-sized theropods from China. Well, I'm not sure if they lived in the same place and same time, so if you guys know, let me know in the comments. Let's also bring in the Dino Rivals Plesiosaurus, which, as you guys know, this is my favorite battle damage figure, and also my favorite Mattel Jurassic World figure. And I think detailing-wise, it's actually on the same level as the Gasosaurus. Here are all of the $10 battle damage figures I have so far, from Fallen Kingdom to Primal Attack. The only ones I don't have are the Dino Rivals, Monolophosaurus, Herrerasaurus, and Proceratosaurus, and the Primal Attack, Gray Velociraptor, and Yellow Triceratops. The only ones I'm planning on getting next are the Yellow Triceratops and Red Proceratosaurus, if I can find them for a reasonable price. I don't really care about the rest. Gasosaurus is now going to meet the larger battle damage figures, which is the $20 Albertosaurus and the $30 Spinosaurus. Gasosaurus is probably my third favorite battle damage figure, behind the Spinosaurus and Plesiosaurus. Moving on to the Primal Attack figures, here are 3 of the new Attack Pack sculpts. Unfortunately, I'm still missing that Eleoramus. And I think this Gasosaurus fits in quite well with the Ornitholestes and Colovosaurus, not so much with Bumpy due to how cartoonish he looks. On to the Savage Strike figures, here's the recently released Dilophosaurus, the Wave 1 Sauropelta, and the Wave 2 Postosuchus. I think this Gasosaurus looks better than the Dilophosaurus back there, and looks very nice next to the blue Postosuchus here. Gasosaurus is now roaring at my 3 favorite Soundstrike dinosaurs, and I think this Gasosaurus looks compatible with these guys. I'm really liking all of the new theropod species Mattel is giving us this year. Here are all 3 of the massive biter figures, and I think Gasosaurus is behind Seats as the most obscure dinosaur species Mattel has released so far. Let's bring in the Camp Cretaceous Carnotaurus Toro, and you can see he absolutely dwarfs the Gasosaurus. And due to his size, he can easily make short work of this smaller theropod. Just for a fun little comparison, here's the Fallen Kingdom Roarvors Metriacanthosaurus, and you can see how similar he looks to the Gasosaurus. But I think the Gasosaurus is a better toy, mainly due to the color scheme and the more well-proportioned tail. Last but not least, we're going to bring out the amazing Collecte Minis Effectiveness. Final thoughts on the Battle Damage Gasosaurus. This is a very solid figure, and it's definitely worth a pickup. But finding this figure may be an issue for some people who want it. As we all know, the distribution for Battle Damage figures have been pretty bad, as we all knew that the 2019 figures never made it to the US, or at least the majority of them, and it seems like these Primal Attack figures aren't any different. Most people have been getting them through trading with friends or buying them on international sellers on eBay. And it doesn't seem like that the US is getting these anytime soon. I'm hoping that they will eventually. So if I had to rate this Gasosaurus, I'm probably going to have to give him a 9.5 out of 10. So if you guys like this review, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.